In this short video, I'm going to briefly discuss how you can pace yourself through an exercise program. Patients often ask me this question, so I thought it might be useful to have a short video just explaining how I would recommend that you work through an exercise program. So if you are going to start on an exercise program, you need to consider why you are starting this and what the goals are. In general, the goals should be things like to improve your energy levels, improve your fitness levels, improve your sleep quality. You want to reduce your risk of developing diabetes and developing heart disease, stroke, improve your mood, all those kinds of really good things that exercise can give you. So when it comes to starting the exercise program, you also need to consider that this is really a lifestyle intervention and you're playing the long game here. So the very first thing you're trying to do is just either reintroduce or introduce for the first time the concept of regular exercise into your lifestyle. So you're not so worried at all about the pace you're going at the start. You're just trying to find something that you enjoy and that fits into your lifestyle. So you might start with some gentle aerobic exercise. That could be gentle running, it could be just walking. You could invest in a piece of home exercise equipment and you're just seeing how it works for you. You could start at 5 or 10 minutes a day, every second day. And when you get comfortable with that, so when you're comfortable with doing a few minutes, maybe on most days per week, and you're really beginning to fit it into your lifestyle and feel good about it, that's when you then start considering how you're going to progress the exercise program. So when you are progressing the exercise program, there are three main things you can change about the exercise. You can change the amount of time you spend exercising in each session. You can change the frequency, that being the number of days per week that you exercise, and you can increase the intensity. Out of those three, it's the intensity that will make the biggest difference to your overall fitness level, but it is also the hardest thing to change. So in the initial stages, you might increase the number of days per week you're exercising or the length of time you spend in each session. And then when you get to maybe 20 minutes on 4 or even 5 days per week, that's when you might think about increasing the intensity. Now, when you increase the intensity, it essentially means that you are going harder or going faster on whatever piece of exercise equipment you're using, or if you're running or swimming, for example, you'll pick up the pace. So how you decide to do this can be based on whether or not you want to measure your heart rate, or what I find much easier and would actually recommend above heart rate would be the rating of perceived exertion. So it's a rating that goes from 6 to 20. So 6 is when you're sitting at rest, 20 is all out exercise, and it gradually increases between 6 and 20 depending on how hard you are exercising. The really good thing about using the rating of perceived exertion is that it's been very well validated against the heart rate. So we know that exercising at a moderate level on the rating of perceived exertion, which might be around 13 on the scale, is the equivalent of exercising moderately when you measure someone's heart rate. So just for context, 13 on the scale would be when you're just about getting a little bit out of breath, or you can just about still say a sentence. So the last thing I'll say about pacing and about the exercise program is that exercise has to work for you. So if you're super enthusiastic and you're up at 45 minutes, fairly intense exercise on 4 or 5 days per week, but you are otherwise exhausted and you can't do anything and you're not sleeping well, then that exercise is not working for you. Exercise is designed to improve your energy levels, not sap your energy levels. It's okay to feel tired while you are exercising and maybe a little bit afterwards, but it shouldn't have a negative impact upon the rest of your life. So taking that example of the 45 minutes of intense exercise in someone who's super enthusiastic but finds themselves exhausted, well, the first thing you might want to do in that instance is either reduce the duration of the exercise session. So you might go from the 45 minute to maybe 30 minutes or even 20 minutes and maybe go at a more relaxed pace. Ideally, you would not change the frequency. So you would still try to be doing something on most days per week, but you have to remember that the exercise should be working for you. It should be only giving you positive benefits. So I hope this is helpful. I just wanted to run through how I advise patients in my clinic when it comes to pacing themselves through an exercise program.